Alright, this is Drew from Maybe, and
Kaysen.
we are back again. Now, we're not really talking about video games this time, though you guys should watch our stuff that we're putting up on our channel, of course.
That's true. But this time, new season of Once Upon a Time is coming out, and love the show, so we're going to talk a little bit about it.
We did. I started it, a couple weeks before the new season came out, and I did not know that it was coming out, and I finished it a week before the new season was about to start, and I was like, oh shit. And then I had you'd seen a couple episodes with me, and then you're like, I want to watch that. So you fucking binge watched the hell out of this series.
I watched seasons 1 through 3 in 2.5 days.
Yes,
while still going to class. I still went to class.
You still went to class, which is fine. If you still go to class, it's fine. So, spoiler alert, of course, we're going to talk about the first 3 seasons and then kind of what we're looking forward to about season 4. We've seen the first episode.
It was pretty good.
And then the next episode's out tomorrow. So, let's just get right down to it.
Alright.
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, alright, so the beginning of the show starts with Emma, who is the mom of a 10-year-old son, or she gave birth to a son.
Little boy.
She's put him up for adoption. 10 years later, he finds her and brings her back to Storybrooke, which
is full of fairy tale creatures.
Yes, but they don't
not
know
creatures,
it.
People.
They don't know they
so,
are fairy tale.
The premise behind this is every fairy tale, every legend you've ever heard, kind of
most of them, yeah,
it's all true, and it all actually happened, just not in our world. Technically, there's a bunch of different worlds. There's the Enchanted Forest and stuff like that, and while you talk about this, I mean, it kind of sounds like, wow, you're watching a fairy tale show. Really?
It's a lot better than a fairy tale show.
It's great. It's a great show. So, Emma doesn't believe him at all. So, but it's her son, so she goes back to him. She's going to take him back to his mom.
Because he doesn't want him, because she gave him up for adoption.
Yeah. So, because she was in jail at the time, but we'll get to that.
That later.
Yeah. So she goes back to this town called Storybrooke, Maine. Not many people have ever heard of it because it kind of just popped up out of nowhere.
And by magic, no one knows about it, so no one goes to it.
Yes. So she arrives, and people are very nice. I mean,
except for the
mayor,
queen,
who is the mayor,
and started the curse that put everybody from the Enchanted Forest onto Earth, where there is no magic.
And she is Henry's adoptive mother. Henry's Emma's kid. So the first season kind of goes through kind of the backstory of all these characters. There's Prince Charming. There's Jiminy Cricket, who's the therapist of the town because he's a conscience, which makes sense. There's the Huntsman, Snow White and the Huntsman, who is the sheriff of the town, which I really enjoyed him as a character.
I did too. He had an awesome accent.
Yes. So it kind of goes through that because nobody remembers anything. All their memories are gone.
They have fake memories implanted by Regina.
So no one, the queen. Yeah, so no one knows anybody else. Regina knows everything still because she created the curse she wanted to remember. But no one knows. So Henry's trying to convince Emma to help him break the curse because she is the savior.
Yeah.
She is the product of true love.
I probably shouldn't say it yet. We'll get to that later.
We can say it.
I mean, she's the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, and before the curse was activated, Prince Charming and Snow White put baby Emma into a magic wardrobe that brought her to Earth. So she's been an orphan her entire life. So she doesn't really trust
people,
anyone.
Yeah, anyone. So, and then it goes through. One of my favorite characters it goes through is Rumpelstiltskin.
Or Mr. Gold.
Or Mr. Gold, as he's known in Storybrooke.
Which turns out he still has all of his memories because he's the most powerful sorcerer in the Enchanted Forest. And he created the curse, so the curse doesn't affect him.
Yes. I mean, he plays dumb, of course.
Yeah, throughout the entire season.
Yeah. But he still remembers. So then, it does. You meet all these interesting characters that then, during that episode, when you meet them, you kind of go back and you go through their backstory in the Enchanted Forest. Which is, I mean, it's nice to see.
Yeah, it gives you their roots.
Because it's a lot different than in the actual fairy tale stories.
Mm-hmm.
Snow White and Prince Charming, Snow White is a freedom fighter, basically, against the Evil Queen, and it's a lot different than the actual fairy tale.
Yeah,
the Disney version.
The Evil Queen wants to kill Snow White because Snow White, a long story, back when she was a child, she told the Evil Queen's mother that she wanted to run away with a stable boy.
Yes.
And the evil queen's mom killed the stable boy so that Regina, which is the evil queen, would have to marry a king and she would be royalty.
Correct.
And so she blames Snow White for destroying her happiness.
Which
her true
she
love.
kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, true. she's partly to blame for it, but I don't really know if she should go kill Snow White.
So she put all of her anger and made this curse just so all their happy endings would be ruined except for Regina's, yeah.
So another interesting character in the first season is it kind of goes through. Prince Charming was in a coma because he got knocked unconscious before the curse was enacted.
Yeah, right before.
So he
got stabbed.
Yeah, because he was in a coma. So he wakes up. Snow White kind of falls in love with him. Mary Margaret from the show, but he's married still to this Catherine who is supposed to get married to Enchanted Forest. So then she gets murdered.
She gets kidnapped.
She gets kidnapped, I guess. She's like trying to leave Storybrooke, and bad stuff happens when you leave Storybrooke.
Drew put up quotation marks with his fingers.
What did I say?
Kidnapped.
Well, I mean, because they find her heart later.
Also, something that we should have said is that in the beginning, the reason why Henry went to go get his mother was because he had this book of fairy tales which had all the whatever happened in the Enchanted Forest, had the entire history of the Enchanted Forest, and he believes everything that's in that book. And which means that he knows who everyone is in the town who they once were.
Yeah.
And he thinks his adopted mom is the evil queen because she is. She is, yeah.
Yeah, she is. But so they think Mary Margaret, who is Snow White, killed Catherine because she is actually in love with Prince Charming.
Yeah.
But
like an affair. They're having an affair.
Yeah. But it ends up that Regina kidnaps her.
Knows Mr. Gold.
Mr. Gold kidnapped her. No, was it?
It was Mr. Gold, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he kidnapped her because Regina told him he wanted her to disappear, and being sly like Mr. Gold is, he made her disappear, and he just kidnapped her. He didn't kill her. He kidnapped her and then released her later on.
Was it Mr. Gold or was that Sydney?
It was Mr. Gold because Mr. Gold had... Because by that point, Regina knew that he was Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, okay. And that Sydney that I just mentioned is the guy from the mirror on the wall who's in love with Regina, the evil queen.
Yeah.
So,
he doesn't know it, though.
No. But later on, Regina, to enact the curse, she needs, like, a heart from somebody. Or, like, the person
she loved the most. Yeah.
So she used her father.
She killed her father.
Her father. But then she wanted to go to the Queen of Hearts or that area to get her father's heart back, right?
Yes, because he was, for some reason, locked in the Queen of Hearts realm.
Yeah. So she contacts the Mad Hatter.
Which is a teleporter, pretty much.
Yeah, like his hat spins and you can teleport to any other realm. Basically.
Very magical.
Very much magic. So then, August comes into play. A guy who rolls into town. He's kind
awesome dude.
Mysterious, and he meets Emma, and he tries to convince her that this is all true. Actually, that this magic is real. He tries to convince her, but she just thinks he's kind of crazy.
And people are always suspicious because no one ever enters or leaves Storybrooke.
And then he just shows up,
which is curious because no one ever shows up.
Yes. So it turns out that later on you find out that August is turning to wood.
And you guys can guess he's Pinocchio.
He's Pinocchio.
And the reason he knows who he is Pinocchio. The reason for that is because right before the curse happened, what's the old man's name?
I don't know.
Okay. The guy who made Pinocchio, he put him in the wardrobe to transport him to protect Emma later on.
Yeah, the wardrobe that they built could carry over 2 people to this new realm, and they could retain their memories. But they only told Snow White and Prince Charming that only one person could go, so that way he could send his son through first. And then he entrusted Pinocchio to care over Emma and make sure she's ready to break this curse when the time comes.
So she knows what's going to happen.
But he got caught up in all the temptations in this new world, so he left. And the thing is, he only was a real person, if he stayed true to him and was honest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because of this life he was leading now, he wasn't. So eventually it caught up to him and he started turning back to wood. So
no one else could see it.
But no one else could see it. So he had to go. He felt kind of guilty. Then he's like, I need to go find Emma and make sure she believes this so she can break the curse and I can turn back into a human. But I mean, it doesn't work because he was still honest and he's still dishonest. He still lied, cheated.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the first season, Emma just wants to take Henry and leave. She wants to get the hell out of Storybrooke. Doesn't care. She tries to do a custody battle, but she's not really going to get it
because it was a closed option.
Yeah,
it was a closed adoption.
Yeah, so she wants to leave, and the evil queen Regina's like, "All right, then you leave." But she didn't know that at first, so she created a sleeping potion again for Emma. So she was going to knock her unconscious. So she created like this delicious-looking apple turnover.
I wanted to eat it
to give to her. So Emma's about to leave. Henry keeps telling her that no, you have to stay, and he sees that apple turnover, and he's like, "You don't believe me? Fine." And he goes and takes a bite of the apple turnover and just passes out, falls unconscious.
Because he's now under the sleeping curse.
He's now under the sleeping curse. So then Emma is like, "You poisoned him." She still does not believe that.
She believed a little bit.
She believed a little bit, but she still thinks it's poison. That
she knows that Regina tried to kill her.
Yes. So the end of the first season is Emma finally believes enough that she kisses Henry on the forehead, and it's like true love's kiss or something like that.
And she kissed Henry because he was pretty much dead. She kissed him on the forehead, and then the curse was broken, meaning everybody in the town knew who they were now.
Remembered, yes.
Which really sucks because everyone knows that Regina's a bitch. And they're going after her.
Yes, which is not good for Regina.
Not good. Because no one has magic in this new world, so she can't protect herself.
Until season 2.
Until season 2.
Mr. Gold goes to this well that's supposed to bring back something that's been lost, and he drops some type of potion in there. But
before he drops it in, the one person who could make him good was Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She was Rumpelstiltskin's true love.
Yes.
Yeah, and she convinces him to be good again, which doesn't work because Mr. Gold's free spirit.
Yeah, he's free spirit.
Yeah. So he drops the potion, which is was it a love potion?
I think it was. Like true love or something.
And which broke the curse and brought magic to Storybrooke, to Earth.
Yes.
And now everyone has their magic again, but magic reacts differently in Earth than it did in the Enchanted Forest.
Correct. All right. So then we go back. It talks about how Regina got her powers. How initially she got her powers, and talks about how her mother was evil, Cora, because Cora becomes a big character in season 2.
Yeah.
Cora is a bitch.
She learned all of her magic from Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin was Cora's teacher, and then he ended up being Regina's teacher later on.
And then ended up being Emma's teacher.
And then
kind of
Mr. Gold?
Yeah.
No, Regina taught Emma.
No, because remember, that's season 3. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Mr. Gold just kind of helps her along, but Regina first taught her how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Sorry.
Know your shit.
It's been a while. It's been about a week.
Oh, yeah, it's been a week. Come on. So then, also at the beginning of season 2, it kind of flashes back to the Enchanted Forest area, where Prince Philip, who I've never really heard of before, is waking up this, what was it, Princess Aurora or something?
Yeah.
From the sleeping curse from Maleficent.
Is she from Maleficent?
Yeah, they talked about that.
Alright, okay.
Come on, remember.
I don't know the story of Maleficent.
Neither do I, but they talk about it in the show.
Oh, I might have missed that episode. Anyways, and the person that's helping Prince Philip is Mulan from the movie.
Because fuck it. Because fuck it, why not? So, then, when he awakens, Princess Aurora, this wraith appears.
Yes.
What is it? It's like all this just stuff appears like a giant crash. They go over to investigate what this is, and he picks up a medallion. And it leaves a mark on his hand, which you find out later that it's like a wraith, and it's coming after him.
Yeah, that's the sign that a wraith is coming after you.
Yeah. So then the wraith is also in Storybrooke.
Yeah.
At the same... Now, is it at the same time?
No.
The medallion comes over with them, doesn't it?
No, because Mr. Gold had all these treasures.
Yeah.
And he happened to have a medallion.
Yeah.
And he took that, forced it onto Regina's hand, which left the mark, and then he summoned the Wraith because he hates Regina.
Yeah.
Because she locked up Belle
in like a psychiatric, like for a crazy ward
for 28 years while they've been in Storybook, which no time has
passed, but still, 28 years.
And he goes to kill Regina with the Wraith. And they use the hat, the Mad Hatter's hat, to Emma, Prince Charming, and Snow White. They trap the Wraith through the hat, but the Wraith drags Emma into the hat, so she's now teleported to the Enchanted Forest.
And then Snow White jumps in after her.
To save her. And Prince Charming was too late and he missed the portal.
So when they crash down in the Enchanted Forest, everything crashed down, the medallion falls, and it conveniently happens at the exact same time that Prince Philip is there, correct?
No, the Wraith that attacked Philip was from Rumpelstiltskin.
The same time? No.
No, because time stopped in in the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, so when they fell through and the medallion fell through with them, didn't it?
The medallion, Prince Philip cut the medallion from the Wraith, and then he picked it up.
But then they're like, how did this happen?
Yeah, and then they said it's them, and it was Snow White and Emma.
Yeah, which means
because the Wraith came from Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, but with them through the portal.
Yeah.
So it happens at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You could say
so. It happens at the same time.
Okay.
Because of them, it happens.
Yes.
So he finds this medallion. God knows I didn't see these two people laying on the ground underneath this rubble, but they found a medallion and then they left. And so then it kills Prince Philip. Boo fucking who.
Because apparently the curse was supposed to affect the entire Enchanted Forest, which is just the realm. But somehow
find out it was Cora.
Yeah, I know.
You find out it was Cora.
Find out it was Cora. She protected a little corner of the realm from the curse.
Because she didn't want to lose her memories.
Yeah. And neither did Hook.
Yeah, Captain Hook was with
Captain Hook, yes. From Peter Pan. And you find out the history of Hook. The wife of Captain Hook was Rumpelstiltskin's wife.
Yes.
Before Rumpelstiltskin was magical.
Yeah. So it goes back again because it's all fucking flashbacks. And it goes through the history of Captain Hook, which he was just a pirate. I mean, and this flashback is when he was a pirate. It goes later in the seasons. It even goes back to when he was before a pirate.
Yeah. So
you kind of get his full story, but this time he's just a pirate, and Mr. Gold, which is Rumpelstiltskin now, his wife is kind of fed up with him because he's like the village coward.
Because he ran from the war. Yeah.
So she goes to the bar, she meets Captain Hook, and they fall in love, and she leaves with Captain Hook, and Rumpelstiltskin is kind of pissed.
And his son.
Kind of pissed. So she goes and with him, and so you kind of get the backstory of Rumpelstiltskin's wife leaving with Captain Hook. And then later, after he becomes the Dark One, Rumpelstiltskin, he goes back and he finds Captain Hook again.
Yeah.
And he finds his wife is still with him.
So and they find out that they found love.
Yeah, so he ends up... Rumpelstiltskin ends up killing his wife.
Yes, because he hates her for leaving him and their son.
Yes, so he kills his wife and he cuts off Captain Hook's hand, which makes him Captain Hook.
And he adds a hook just because the hook was what... How does the hook come into play? Or why the hook?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't really think
I'm pretty sure they showed it.
They might have. But thing is, Rumpelstiltskin, after he became the Dark One, his skin was all like kind of scale-ish.
It was
glittery. So Captain Hook called him the Crocodile.
Yeah.
So that's where you get that. The crocodile took my hand, and now Captain Hook's always hunting this crocodile.
Which is Rumpelstiltskin.
He's
always trying to find a way to kill him.
Yeah.
Alright, so now back to present day in the Enchanted Forest where Emma and Snow White are. They befriend Prince Philip. No.
Dead.
He's dead.
They befriend Mulan and Princess Aurora
to
help them get out of the Enchanted Forest.
Yes, because they don't want them there anymore.
No.
And so they end up catching Hook because he pretends to be a good guy.
Yeah, Cora and Captain Hook go through the only settlement that is left, basically. And Cora kills everyone, and then she leaves Captain Hook to become like kind of implant himself with this small group so that she knows exactly what's going on, and so they can get back. And Captain Hook leads them to the beanstalk. So
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah, which they need to climb to get the magical beans so they can transport realms or whatever. So Emma and Captain Hook end up climbing this beanstalk.
Because they only have... the Beanstalk repelled people.
Yeah.
And so they only had 2...
bracelet things.
Bracelet that could repel magic.
Yeah.
So they
Emma and Captain Hook climb, and there's only one giant left, which ends up being like Hurley from Lost.
Yes. Still fat, but...
Yeah, he's not the actual Hurley character, that's just who plays the
Yeah.
giant. But, so they find the only bean that is left, and it's a bunch of treasure. Emma is actually really nice to the giant, so he kind of...
He likes her because he could have killed him.
She could have
killed him, but she didn't.
Yeah.
And he let... the giant let her go free, and in order for Captain Hook not to get what they're looking for, which is like a compass, to let them travel in the realms.
Yeah, they're looking for a compass.
She chained Hook up to a wall.
Yeah, she
and told the giant give him 10 hours so she could climb down the beanstalk.
Yeah, she left Captain Hook tied up at the top of the beanstalk and jumped all the way down. Yeah. No fall damage. So they got down. I mean, then they're on their way to just find the water, the well or whatever, so they can get the fuck out of Dodge.
Because they need another part, which Cora has.
Yes.
So now they each had a piece to get home.
Because Cora had ashes from that wardrobe. Mm-hmm. That was like a magical realm transportation.
How Emma got home in the first place.
Yeah. So then they find out that Cora is there trying to steal from them. And what? Do we really want to go into the whole dream shit?
No.
Henry's in a dream. He's the little fucker.
Yeah. It's a long story.
Yeah. So eventually Emma gets back to... Emma and Snow White get back to Storybrooke.
Yes.
Because, I mean,
and then we find out that Emma has magic.
Yes.
Because...
Cora tries to rip her heart out, but she can't because...
she has magic, yeah.
So, because it's a fairy tale, kind of, most things turn out okay in the end. So they get back to Storybrooke. But also because it's a show, and the plot demands it.
Yes.
Cora and Captain Hook get back too, and they sail the Jolly Roger, which is Captain Hook's ship, right into Storybrooke. And Cora wants Regina, which is the queen, to be on her side. She wants her to love her.
So Cora wants her daughter to lose all love that anybody has for her. So she
wants her to be on her own.
Yeah. So pretending as Regina, Cora kills technically the Jiminy Cricket, but she didn't really kill him.
She kidnapped him.
They kidnapped him, but made it look like he died.
They just killed another random person, I guess.
Yeah. They found a random.
Hate to be that
guy. And then Hook interrogates him, finds out that the one weakness Rumpelstiltskin has is the dagger.
Yeah.
But no one knows where the dagger is.
Correct.
Yeah, and then they go to they find out a way to get out of Storybrooke without losing their memories, and Rumpelstiltskin wants to find his son because a long time ago
Rumpelstiltskin's son was fed up with him being the Dark One. He's always so mean to people. So he's like, Dad, come with me. We can go to a place without magic. You don't have to be mean and cruel all the time. So he opens up this portal with the bean. His son is falling in, but Rumpelstiltskin does not want to give up his power. So he lets go of his son and he falls through this portal. And Rumpelstiltskin he's been looking for his son, trying to find him for the last couple 100 years, basically.
And the son ended up in England in 19 something.
Whatever. And then
with Wendy.
Wendy,
Peter Pan.
Wendy.
I don't know.
Shit, what's her last name? It's it's like something nice. Wendy. Fuck.
Anyways, Balefire, which is his name, he protects Wendy and her brothers from being kidnapped by Peter Pan, because Peter Pan is a dick.
Yes, Peter Pan is a dick.
We'll get into that. So they go to Manhattan to try to find his son. What?
Wendy Darling.
Yeah. They go to Manhattan to find their son, and...
So Mr. Gold finds out how to cross the line without losing his
memories, yeah.
So then he wants to go find his son, because he's in this world. So Emma owes him a favor, so she's going to go with him, and so is Henry.
Because Henry can cross because he's young.
They can both leave. Well, Henry can cross because he wasn't born in...
Oh, that's true. Enchanted Forest.
And Emma, whatever.
Okay.
So they go, and they find him, and it ends up being Neil, who was in love with Emma and is actually Henry's father.
Which means Henry's parents are Emma and Neil. Emma's parents are Snow White and Prince Charming.
And Neil's father is
Rumpelstiltskin.
So,
there's
some lineage there. There's
awkward Thanksgivings.
Yeah, definitely awkward Thanksgiving. So they get him to Manhattan, and Neil's like, "Oh my God, how did you not tell me you had a son?"
And because he hates his father for
leaving him, basically, and pushing him into the new world and leaving it behind. So Neil goes back with them to Storybrooke, and it's kind of a little weird.
He goes back to Storybrooke because Hook poisons Rumpelstiltskin, and Rumpelstiltskin is dying.
Yeah, Hook shows up and he goes after Rumpelstiltskin. He poisons him, so they have to get back to
Storybrooke with his magic.
Yeah. So then Cora and Regina are still being a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
Because now everyone thinks Regina has killed, not Crew. Damn it! Why do I keep saying? Yeah, Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
People think she killed him, and people just think she's evil again. So she's on her own. So
meaning she's with Cora.
She's with Cora. So Cora and Regina are incredibly evil. So they hatch this plan. They're going to finally kill Rumpelstiltskin and then Snow White and Prince Charming.
Mm-hmm.
But they get Rumpelstiltskin back. He's fine. He's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets healed again. And they deal with Cora and they deal with Regina. But unfortunately, throughout the season, there's these two characters named Greg and Tamara. Tamara is Neil's fiance that comes back.
But it's only his fiance because she wants to reveal... Because she's working for an organization to reveal Storybrooke has magic.
Yeah, with this other guy called Greg, who lost his father in Storybrooke when it first popped up.
Yeah, which was 28 years ago, and he wants revenge on Regina for killing his father.
They both hate magic, and they work for this organization they know nothing about. So towards the last 2 episodes of this season or whatever, they kidnap Henry. Yes. And they're going to take him to this their boss, basically.
Yeah, and they shoot. Neil gets shot, and then he gets teleported to a random land. I think is the Enchanted Forest.
They're getting away so that Tamara girl, she throws a magic beam. So they're all trying to not fall in, because Neil and Emma are chasing her. And then Neil gets shot and he falls in and everyone thinks he's dead. But he's not because, fairy tale.
Just because.
Because the plot demands it.
And Belle, which lost her memory in the season because she was pushed over the line, she finally regained all of her memories.
Correct.
And Rumpelstiltskin and Belle are more in love than ever.
They bang, probably.
Not yet. Anyways.
Oh, they definitely have. Come on.
So, anyways, in order to find Henry, Captain Hook had one magic bean left. Conveniently.
Well, Greg and Tamara go through the portal with Henry. They kidnap him.
Yeah.
And they show up in Neverland.
Which is Peter Pan.
So, Regina, Snow White, Prince Charming, Emma, and Mr. Gold.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin go with Hook through the portal to go get him back. So they go into Neverland, and it turns out that Neverland is a absolutely terrible place.
It's a hellhole.
It's hell. Peter Pan is basically like a demon, and all of his lost boys are crazy and kill you, and they're
because he's using magic to control them.
Yeah. So Greg and Tamara, which are working for Peter Pan, they get killed right off the bat.
Which we were both happy about.
We were both.
Because we hated them.
Yeah, they were terrible, terrible people. So Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Gold, goes with him, and there's this prophecy that this little boy will be his undoing. and he thinks it's Henry. So he's like...
Which it's true. The person who brings him to his son will be his undoing.
Yes.
Which he finds out that's his grandson.
So he's like, it's my grandson, I don't care, I'm going to go save him. So he's like on the suicide mission, basically.
Yes.
To get
he
Henry
knows
back.
he's going to die.
Yeah. So he leaves Emma and Snow White and them to go off on his own and get him back from Peter Pan.
And eventually, Mr. Gold runs into Neil. Because Neil found a way from the Enchanted Forest.
Neil got shot and he went to the Enchanted Forest.
Yes. And he found a way to go to Neverland to help his son.
Yes.
Yes. And Neil and Mr. Gold meet up and they talk. Neil still hates Mr. Gold because, you know...
Because he left him. He was a dick, basically.
And then Neil traps Mr. Gold with magic, so he can't move. He can't use magic for temporarily. And then we go to the story of Ariel from Little Mermaid, of course. That story, which she comes up later. That's why they went back into it. And then we find the reason Hook is a pirate.
Yeah. So Hook is a pirate because he was sailing the ship with his brother for like a king, and he sent him to Neverland to get this plant. And they're like, this plant's supposed to have a lot of healing properties, stuff like that, but it turns out that it's poison.
It's no curable poison.
Yeah, it's not curable. So his brother gets infected with it because he's like, it's not poison, I swear, our king would never lie to us. So he like cuts himself with this plant, which is really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then Peter Pan shows up and he's like, I have a cure for you, drink this water. And he drank the water and he's feeling fine. So they left the island, but as soon as they left the island, his brother died because that magic from that water is tied to the island, so if you leave, you die.
Yes.
And so, yeah,
So, Hook is angry at the king for lying to them, so he burns, like, their jackets and stuff to... And they throw into the water.
And they become pirates.
They become pirates, yes.
Yeah. So, back in Neverland, Peter Pan is... We find out that Peter Pan is actually Rumpelstiltskin's father.
Meaning Henry's great-grandfather is Peter Pan.
Which is...
More fucked up.
It's so fucked up. But Rumpelstiltskin is dad, his dad was also known as like the village idiot or coward.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get away, and he remembered this place from his dreams that he always went to Neverland. And in their dreams, it's fine, you can go to Neverland, you can get away, but don't actually go to Neverland because there's this shadow and... that kind of like messes with you. And Peter Pan, who was Rumpelstiltskin's dad, like wants to live here forever. He wants to be young again. He wants to have unlimited power. So he gives up his son Rumpelstiltskin.
Because that's the only way because his son is tying him to not be young. Because he has a child.
Yeah, his son is like holding him back basically. So he gives up his son so he can become Peter Pan. He becomes young again. So he becomes Peter Pan, like this evil little bastard. He was a little kid, basically. He's like a teenager, but he's actually like hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
He's older than his son.
And he needs Henry because...
The magic is running out in Neverland, and he needs the heart of like the purest believer. True believer, whatever, to get all the power back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And whatever. So pretty much they... Regina, Emma, and Snow White get captured, and Regina breaks them out, and she takes the heart out of Peter Pan and puts it back in Henry. And so Henry is now revived. And now they go back, they find a way back to Storybrooke because they put Peter Pan in Pandora's box.
Yeah, they got... Ariel comes into play. They sent her from Neverland because mermaids can travel between realms and shit, whatever.
Because shit happens.
Yeah, because whatever. So they send her back to Storybrooke. They have Belle get Pandora's box, and they bring it back so Rumpelstiltskin can use it. So he uses Pandora's box, but while Peter Pan is being drawn into Pandora's box, he and Henry like do some Freaky Friday bullshit.
Because Peter Pan was trying to steal
Henry's shadow.
Because Regina protected her son's heart from ever being taken out again.
Yeah.
So he starts taking his shadow.
Yeah.
And then when Rumpelstiltskin finds them both, he absorbs...
He opens Pandora's box and it sucks Peter Pan in, But like I said, some Freaky Friday bullshit happens, and they like switch bodies.
Peter Pan is now Henry. Henry is now Peter Pan.
And Henry is trapped in Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And which pissed us the fuck off.
It was bullshit.
It was so much bullshit. They'd gone through what, like 10 episodes of third season, and now this shit happens. And we're just like, what the fuck?
It's complete bullcrap. And so they get back to Earth, and everyone's reunited.
I mean, are they all on Earth, basically?
Technically,
they're all. They're just in like different, like, I don't want to say planes of existence, but
they're on Earth. They're in Maine. Anyone can get to them.
No, I know that, but they get back to Earth, but I mean, if you travel to Enchanted the Forest, what the fuck is it on?
Fine.
Is it on Mars?
They get back to Maine.
They
get back to Storybrooke.
Yeah, whatever. Let's just say that.
Okay, so
and they break the curse. They literally break the curse this time. After they find out that Peter Pan is Henry, they fix that shit. There's like an episode.
Peter Pan in Henry's body is making a curse to what?
Do it all over again. Everyone will lose their memories this time except for him, and now he'll be in charge because no one's original. They all have to do the same exact curse.
Exactly.
So they do like an episode. They figure out Peter Pan is Henry or whatever, so they fix that. I mean, it was kind of like, let's just get this shit over with.
And now the only way to destroy Peter Pan's curse
is to get rid of the curse entirely and send everyone back to the Enchanted Forest.
And the only way for that to happen is Regina, the evil queen who cast in the first place, has to lose the thing she lost the most, which is Henry. But in order to do that, she sent Henry and Emma over the line because they can, and gave them whole new lives, so pretty much
Henry and Emma leave Storybrooke. So then she messed with their minds. So as soon as they leave Storybrooke, everything that's happened in the last year, they got all new memories. And
Henry, past 10 years since Henry was born.
Yeah, and Henry's been with Emma forever. And then everyone else who's in the Enchanted Forest, they all have their memories still, but they go back to the Enchanted Forest. But when they go back, they run into the fucking Wicked Witch of the West.
God, I hate her.
Which is Zelena, who is now moved into Regina's castle, and she ends up casting a curse again, basically, to send them all back.
Yeah.
So then...
Well, Snow White, because they found out how to kill the evil witch, their Wicked Witch, because apparently Wicked Witch is the evil queen's sister.
Yes, you find that out that Cora actually gave Zelena up. She left her out in the forest, and some twister picked her up and dropped her in Oz.
And now she's the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes. So they get back, and you find out later that Snow White and them actually cast the curse again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that important, I guess.
It's not. They end up coming back, but they lose all their memories of the past year.
Yeah, and Emma and Henry are still in New York. They don't remember any of this. And Hook randomly shows up.
Because he has the Jolly Roger, which can transport between realms.
Yeah, he still remembers everything. He's the only one that knows what happened in the last year.
Yes.
Which Hook is my favorite character.
Mr. Goldmine.
You're okay. I love Hook.
Rumpelstiltskin.
But so he has to convince Emma to come back with him, and he does, and then they have to deal with Zelena, who is in Storybrooke, but they don't know who she is. So this time, she remembers everything. And Regina doesn't, because she cast the curse. So they eventually find out that Zelena's the evil one, and they have to stop her. And they eventually do. They stop Zelena. But what happens is she's trying to create a curse that sends her back in time, so Cora won't give her up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
Because...
And Rumpelstiltskin... Well, what were you going to say?
Well, only light magic can defeat dark magic. Shut up.
Come on.
And so their only hope is Emma. But Zelena cursed Hook that if he ever kissed Emma, all of her magic would be taken away. And
we really want them to bang.
Yes.
I did.
And Hook was drowning, so Emma gave him the kiss of life, which is the same thing as kissing. And she got all of her powers taken away.
But it didn't count. It wasn't a kiss.
Shut up.
No, it didn't.
And then, at the same time all this is happening, Snow White is giving birth because apparently she's pregnant when they came back.
Totally preggo.
And she's giving birth, and Zelena, which is the Wicked West, needed the baby to transport back in time, so she kidnaps the baby. And now there's no light magic because Emma's magic is gone. So this season wraps up with...
So Zelena is stopped, of course, because TV.
Regina uses light magic this time instead of dark.
Yeah. So she gets trapped. Rumpelstiltskin ends up actually killing Zelena when she's in jail. Like, he is in love with Belle, and Belle's like, please don't kill her. But Zelena caused the death of Neil earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So Rumpelstiltskin is pissed. So he grabs his dagger. He goes, shanks a bitch. She dies. She shatters or something. But then her body turns to like smoke or something, and it's active. Her power is now out of... she had an amulet that controls her power. Yeah. But now that she's died, all of her power has been released, and it does like the last thing she was doing. So
which
it goes
was time portal,
and it activates that portal. Yeah. So
and Emma and Hook accidentally stumble upon it, and they mean to leave before they went into it, but they got sucked in.
Yeah, like it was in a barn, so the barn doors are closed. Everyone else knows what it is, and they're like, God, I hope no one else is over there. But then, Emma and Hook are over there, and they're like, oh shit. What is that? And then the barn doors fly open, and they both and Emma gets sucked in, and then Hook's like, I'll save you. And he goes in after her, and they get transported back in time.
And when they're back in time, if they change anything, their entire lives will be changed.
Yeah, like she fucks up Snow White and Prince Charming meeting for the first time.
And that fucked up their entire lives. So
like they had the book with them, the Once Upon a Time book. So they went back through the book, and all these pages were like disappearing.
Blank.
Yeah, because they fucked up. So then they have to fix that. They have to get them to meet again, and they go find Rumpelstiltskin because they're like, if anyone's gonna understand this, he will. Yeah. So he helps them out. He can recreate the portal again.
Let's not get into details about that, but and then in short, Emma gets captured by Regina because Regina doesn't know who she is yet. And she frees a prisoner that's down there because Emma gets out.
Yeah, Emma gets out. She escapes, and there's a prisoner who's waiting to be executed. Yeah, so she helps her escape.
Yeah. And she lets her escape because Emma's a nice person. But Hook reminds Emma that if everyone else thinks she's dead, if she magically appeared, then things would go wrong. So they bring her back to the future because they
because they're like, if we leave her back here, it could fuck stuff up. But so let's bring her with us. So it's in the future. She can't really do anything to the past to mess anything up. So they bring her back to the future. They all have a big little shindig reunion. Yeah. And then that girl that they brought back is like, is that the evil queen over there? And they're like, yeah, but she's changed.
She's not evil anymore because she met her soulmate, which is Robin Hood. Yes.
Who's also a great character.
Awesome.
So they're like, come meet Regina. We'll show you that she's changed. She's like, all right, so I'll go meet her. So she goes over and says, hi. And then Robin Hood immediately is like, Marion?
It's like, fuck.
And we're both like, fuck. Because at the end of this one, there's like, everyone's having a good time. Like, everyone's having their happy ending.
I wouldn't even be mad if the show ended.
If the show had ended there and
Marion wasn't perfect,
and Marion wasn't in like that scene, I would have been like, this is great.
Perfect.
Because, I mean, I was like, damn, this is actually turning out happy. This is great. And then fucked it up.
Bullshit. And then also when they were being transported back to the future, Hook accidentally grabbed a urn.
Yeah, like a little
magical urn.
Yeah, like a little jar or something.
Yeah. And so when they got teleported back to the future, they didn't know that the urn was actually brought to the future, so they didn't know it was there. So then when they went to tell everybody that, look who we found, or whatever, the urn opened, and out comes the evil queen from Frozen, which is a good movie.
Elsa, isn't it?
Elsa, yes. I keep forgetting their names.
Come on, I've never even seen the movie. I still know.
Anyway, so that's how season 3 ended. Now season 4 is about Frozen.
which I have not seen, so I don't.
I've caught Drew up to speed.
I just know that those two sisters are like lovers or something. Pretty sure.
That's not. No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that would make the movie a lot better. Hopefully in the show.
Anyways.
Because the show's different. Hopefully in the show it turns out that little
anyways,
going on.
That is the review of all 3 seasons, and we hope season 4 is going to be an amazing season.
Yes. I mean, it started out pretty good. They got... I mean, she's... What, she controls... I still don't understand how she doesn't control her powers.
Because, okay, anyone who's seen Frozen, which is a lot of people...
I haven't.
Since she was born, she's been afraid of her powers.
Okay.
Because no one else has powers.
Okay.
So her dad, mostly, tries to teach her how to control it. But since her power is mostly through touch, if she touches something, it freezes. And blah, 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 her parents die. They go on a ship.
Do they go to the farm? They go to the magical farm.
They do go to the magical farm. And both of the girls are sad that their parents are dead. And then her power is more stronger because she's so filled
more
with...
stronger?
Shut up. Her power is strengthened by her anger, and since she got transported to the future, we don't know how yet.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Anyways, when she's in Storybrooke, her powers are a lot more magnified because she's afraid of where she is, and fear makes her lose control of her powers. The only way she can control her powers is through love, of course. You
know. Some love bullshit.
Season will go on. We will find out what happens later. But shut up. That is a review of 1 through 3, seasons 1 through 3. And hope you guys watch the show because it's amazing.
The show is fucking amazing.
It's really good.
If anything, I would say just record the show and then get caught up on seasons 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And then just watch it.
You don't have to binge watch it in 2 days.
I mean, you
could.
If you're a seasoned Netflix watcher, you could probably watch it within a week or 2.
Yeah. Watch a
couple episodes a day.
Yeah, each episode's 43 minutes, but 66 episodes. It's not bad. It's definitely worth watching. It's just like
3 full days. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a great show. I would recommend it to anybody. I would say it's definitely a 9.2 out of 10.
You're gonna rank it?
I am gonna rate it.
Damn, you're gonna. Jesus, I didn't know we were doing that.
It's worth it. That show's brilliant.
9.2 out of 10.
9.2 out of 10. Yes.
All right, there are other shows that are better, but if we're going for that kind of genre series,
it was really good. I liked it. Yeah, I recommend it.
How would you rank it compared to Supernatural?
Damn you.
Yeah, there you go. Now choose. Now choose, bitch.
Well, last season of Supernatural. Anyway, that's a different story. Anyways, so I hope you guys liked it. This is Kason.
And Drew. I've gotten distracted. I'm playing Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. We'll be back. You suck. We'll be back.
I didn't know the controller makes sounds, okay?
We'll be back with another podcast next week and watch our Let's Plays. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.